Welcome to Cusick Park for the Clare Primary Schools Division 4 meeting of Ogonnelloe and Boston Tubber. Ogonnelloe line out as follows: Michael Noel Bugler, Osir McMahon, Barry Kiley, Peter O'Brien, Thomas Condon, Jason Kirby, Gerald Stewart, Keelan Conroy and Henry Vaughan. And the Boston Tubber team: Kevin Conroy, Jack Neelan, Keith Cunningham, Darren O'Grady, Mark Airley, David O'Donoghue, Brian Rewine, Michael Keane and Declan Ryan. The match referee, Michael John Malone. And the game is underway. Boston Tubber, black amber. The sky blue is Ogonnelloe. That's their cornerback, Peter O'Brien. And the referee penalises him for over-carrying. So the opening free to Boston Tubber. An opportunity for maybe the first score of the game. Struck in but out over the end line and wide. This is a 20-minute half. And at the end, the Division 4 title will be on its way to either Ogonnelloe or Boston Tubber, as the puck out comes from Michael Noel Bugler. That's Jason Kirby. Good ball across towards this side of the field. Gene Stewart there trying to get a stick on it, but it's won by the number 2, who is Jack Neelan. Driving it up towards the centre. And certainly Boston Tubber making the brighter Ogonnelloe making the brighter opening. Boston Tubber finding it difficult at the moment. That's Thomas Condon driving that ball inside towards the corner forward position. This is 9 aside. That's Gerald Stewart. Cleared up by the centre half back David O'Donoghue. Cleared further up the field by his wing back Mark Airley. Out towards the centre it goes, where Peter O'Brien tried to get a stick on that one. But Boston Tubber certainly coming more into the game, and they have won themselves a second free. That's Declan Ryan. This is an opportunity for maybe the opening score for the centre half back David O'Donoghue. And he strikes it in and sends it over the bar, the opening point. On this side of the field with Thomas Condon. Thomas beaten to there by David O'Donoghue, the point scorer a moment ago. Good ball inside. Full back is Barry Kiley. Barry working it outfield, trying to get it inside towards the corner. Controlled there by Declan Ryan. Declan booting it towards goals. Comes back into the path as number 6, who is David O'Donoghue. Strikes it in and it's gone to the back of the net. The goal coming from David O'Donoghue. Actually, not David O'Donoghue, but Brian Rowan. Brian Rowan getting the goal. I thought it was David O'Donoghue. It was Brian Rowan to finish the touch. As the ball on the opposite side of the field. For Ogonnelloe certainly been stung by that goal. So they trail by a goal and a point, and they have won themselves a free through Thomas Condon. Thomas with the free and Thomas with the point. Puck out taken by the fullback Keith Cunningham, giving it plenty of length. Batted out by Peter O'Brien. Ball driven right across the centre towards the centre half back David O'Donoghue, beaten on that occasion. Thomas Condon with him. Still Thomas Condon pushing his way forward. With the ball driven down into the heart of the Ogonnelloe defence again. Declan Ryan getting a stick to it. Cross there to Michael Keane. Loose ball inside. This is Michael Keane. Loose. Slack marking, but nonetheless, Ogonnelloe work it away. This is Good honest to goodness ground hurling. An opportunity for the wing back. Tried to work that one out there, who was Mark Early. Didn't go his way. And a chop down there on the number 7, Gerard Stewart, results in a free to Ogonnelloe. This is Thomas Condon with the free, and Thomas Condon with his second point. Puck out taken by Kevin Conroy. Well held on the opposite side of the field. A good darting run by the men from Boston Tubber. Drives that ball inside. The goalkeeper got a stick. It was deflected out for a 65. A goal and a point for Boston Tubber, and 2 points for Ogonnelloe, and now make it 1-2 to 2 points as the centre back slots over his second point, David O'Donoghue. Short puck out as the sun begins to come out as well. Nicely controlled by Thomas Condon. Scored 2 points already for his side. Trying for the third, dropping it in towards the goals. It hops and goes out over the end line and wide. Bad straight down the centre into the hands of the Boston Tubber man, and he strikes it over the bar. That's their number 5, Mark Early. Pulled by David O'Donoghue. Driven in towards the goals. An opportunity for the number 9, Declan Ryan, but it came off his stick out over the end line and wide, and he shows his disgust. That ball bounced in front of him, but it went all over the end line and wide. Puck out taken by Michael Noel Bugler. Ogonnelloe desperately needing maybe to get a goal to come back right into the game as that ball is driven inside. David O'Donoghue. Still David O'Donoghue. Almost hooked, but still gets a clearance in. Goalkeeper watches it. It goes out over the end line at the expense of 65. This is very low. From the resultant 65, that danger for a moment for a Ogonnelloe point of view as that ball is driven in and driven over the bar. Nicely controlled, nicely struck. Mark Early, his second point. Puck out comes after 8 minutes of play in the first half. Along this side of the field. This is the fullback, Barry Kiley. Brian Rowan. Still Brian Rowan. Very, very close to the line. Gone over the sideline. Driven in towards the centre from the line ball to Henry Vaughan. Looked to be fouled over there. The referee didn't think so. And controlling that one nicely is Peter O'Brien. Putting the ball on his stick, still Peter O'Brien. Hooked as he hits it. Peter getting a second opportunity to come in field with the ball. Tries to find a colleague. Keeps it low on the ground. It's gone in. It's gone out over the end line and wide. Puck out taken straight down to Declan Ryan. Declan striking it in and sending it over the bar. 1 goal and 4 points to just 2 points after 9 minutes of play. Straight down the centre. Over there is Peter O'Brien. Still Peter O'Brien tries to get it to his centre half back, who's Jason Kirby. A good ball from Kirby in towards the corner. But it's controlled nicely inside by Jack Neelan, who clears it out towards the centre. Out to his number 8 is Michael Keane. Keane tries to get it inside towards Ryan, but the full back is back there. That's Barry Kiley. And a support play from his cornerback, Ozar McMahon. And a push there on the Peter O'Brien results in a free to Ogonnelloe. This is Peter O'Brien. Comes across towards this side of the field. Nicely controlled by Thomas Condon. Nice turn of pace by Thomas to get that ball inside. Chases after it. This is the number 8, Keelan Conroy. Transferring it nicely outside to Jason Kirby. Kirby with the shot and Kirby with the point. The puck out, dropping down in the centre. It's held by Peter O'Brien, playing well against the breeze. That's the number 4 for Ogonnelloe. Loose player on this side of the field. Thomas Condon loses out on that occasion to the opposite centre half back, who's David O'Donoghue. David O'Donoghue with the strike. It looks to be going, but it's gone out over the end line and wide. Thought for a moment it might go over, but it's gone to the right, left and wide. Straight down the opposite side of the field, giving it straight there to, I think it's Mark Early. Yes, Mark Early from way out on the sideline, dropping this one in towards the goals. Declan Ryan trying to get a stick on that one. Or was it Michael Keane? It was Michael Keane. The referee penalises the goalkeeper. I think he overcarried, so the referee awarding the free. On the to the left of the post, free struck in and struck over the bar. Very acute angle, but certainly no problem for the man in shot at the moment to strike over his side's 6th point. That's the centre half back, David O'Donoghue. The opposite centre half back is Jason Kirby. Can he reply? Yes, he can. A quick reply by Jason Kirby. The 2nd point for the number 6. 1-6 to 3 points after 13 minutes of play in the first half. Puck out straight down the centre. Goalkeeper coming for that one, calling for it and coming in for it and clearing it out. Very, very close to the line. Won by Declan Ryan. Tried to work his way in field, striking it in. Held by the cornerback. He's playing very well, as I said. Peter O'Brien. A long clearance by Peter O'Brien. Out to the centre. The defence under pressure. Keith Cunningham there, the number 3. Beaten over there by the opposite. That's Keelan Conroy getting it in towards the centre. Keelan Conroy tried to lift it. Maybe decides to better strike it on the ground. Henry Vaughan is his number 9. And certainly Ogonnelloe, and they have won themselves the free. I was just going to say Ogonnelloe putting the pressure on and winning the free. Opportunity for Thomas Condon to strike it over the bar. All from frees. He has scored 3 points of his side's total of 5. This is Mark Early. Mark with the shot, and this one has gone out over the end line and wide. Puck out, coming straight down the centre. Defensively there is Keith Cunningham and Darren O'Grady. The ball bypassing a few players, but not David O'Donoghue. Being pursued by the opposite number 6, Jason Kirby. Referee giving advantage. Good refereeing by Michael John Malone. Striking it high, and it's a great point. He did all the work himself and he slotted it over the bar. Certainly an excellent point by the number 5, Mark Early. Towards the direction of Thomas Condon on the opposite side of the field. Tries to drive it inside. Nicely held by Henry Vaughan. Vaughan into Keelan Conroy. Keelan going the indirect route to goals. Tries to get it across the centre, but it's cleared out of defence. Again O'Brien going up for it. Peter O'Brien. Good control by Peter O'Brien. Yes, he's wearing 4, but coming forward. Maybe get another opportunity at this one. Drives it low on the ground. It's gone over the end line and wide. Certainly Peter O'Brien. Well, he came through from defence, but he slotted that one to the left and wide. "16 minutes gone, 4 minutes to go" as Keith Cunningham takes the puck out. Hops inside O'Brien. Racing back there is Barry Kiley. And that ball gone out over the end line at the expense of a 65. And send over the bar. Some excellent free taking for Boston Tubber, certainly. Very few misses. That's Thomas Condon. Boston Tubber certainly holding the upper hand in the early stages of this half and in the late stages as well, as this is O'Brien. Peter O'Brien tries to find a colleague. Over there is his Thomas Condon. Thomas Condon taking off on a solo run. Still Thomas Condon boots the ball forward. What a better way to get it forward. Gerald Stewart trying to get a stick on that one. This is Gerald Stewart trying to find it back to a colleague, successfully getting it back to his number 8, who is Keelan Conroy, but it's cleared out there by the centre half back David Donoghue. Out to the centre, and the referee awarding the free to Peter O'Brien. Peter O'Brien from way out the field, sending that one in, but it's gone out over the end line and wide. An injured player down on the middle of the field, I think. And the Ogonnelloe players picking up a slight facial injury. Boston Tubber a goal and 8 points. Ogonnelloe 5 points. Ball dropping towards this side of the field from the puck out. Mark Early. Good hand pass by Mark Early. Find a colleague inside. That's Brian Rowan. Very, very close to the end line. Early coming back into it again. Cleared out down, straight down the centre of the field. And Ogonnelloe player running onto it, but there's a little bit of holding off the ball, and the referee leaving play go on as the cornerback Jack Nealon gets a stick to that one. Straight into the hands of the number 9, who was Henry Vaughan. On this side of the field, Keelan Conroy. Still Keelan Conroy. Knocked off the stick. They're pushing the back there by Henry Vaughan, and the referee awards the free. Shortish free. Goes straight to the man who was marking him a moment ago. That's Keelan Vaughan. Keelan gets it successfully as the ball is driven in low towards the Tubber goals, and the referee penalised the fullback Keith Cunningham for pushing a free into Ogonnelloe. Thomas Condon with the free. Driven in low, shot blocked inside. And driven all over the end line and wide. I make it 21 minutes gone in the first half. Referee checks the watch. That's Michael John Malone. Long puck out. Up goes the hand of Peter O'Brien. Didn't get to it on that occasion. Barry Kiley trying to get a stick on it. Very close to the end line. Peter O'Brien tries to lift it. But it's won by Declan Ryan. Hand pass it. Beaten to it there by Peter O'Brien. Certainly Peter O'Brien blocking everything as that ball is driven inside. Very close to the end line. Back it goes to Declan Ryan. Is he thinking about going for the goal? Tries to hand pass it inside. Comes off a defender. Falls outside eventually for the centre half back. That was David O'Donoghue. Ricocheted off one of the defence. And eventually the ball finished to the back of the net by Declan Ryan. The pressure resulting in Declan Ryan getting his goal. A goal and a point for Declan Ryan. And with that we have the half-time whistle. So it's 2 goals and 8 points for Boston Tubber, 5 points for Ogonnelloe. Welcome back to the second half of the Division 4. The meeting of Ogonnelloe and Boston Tubber. The second half is underway. Michael John Malone sets the game in motion. And this is David O'Donoghue with the first strike. It's gone in and gone out over the end line and wide. Puck out coming from Michael Noel Bugler. Out to the centre, straight down, drops into the hands of the Boston Tubber man. He delivers it first time in towards the centre. Nice flick forward and maybe an opportunity for a second score. Into the centre it goes. The centre half back is David O'Donoghue. David O'Donoghue holding on to the ball. The referee waving play on her, and eventually he has penalised, I think, the centre back for holding on to the ball for too long. So he's awarding the free out. This is Peter O'Brien. Long free by Peter O'Brien. Well held inside nicely by Henry Vaughan. Vaughan is shot. A great save by the goalkeeper. And the ball eventually gone out over the end line off the stick of Gerald Stewart. But that was a great save by goalkeeper Kevin Conroy. Quick puck out. Straight down the centre. Nicely held by Michael Keane. Has a loose man on this side of the field. If he wants to avail him, that's Declan Ryan. Tries to get it towards Declan. Push forward by Declan Ryan. Full back is Barry Kiley. Opportunity for Jason Kirby towards Henry Vaughan. Vaughan along the ground towards Gerald Stewart. Stewart racing over to keep the ball in play. Drills it in towards the centre. And cleared out of defence by Jack Neelan. Straight down the centre. Peter O'Brien coming to challenge that one. Didn't get to it. Ball eventually with Thomas Condon. Condon sending it in low towards the centre, towards Vaughan. Comes off his stick. And Jack Neelan gets it out for Boston Tubber, out towards the side of the field. Picking it up nicely, the midfielder, Henry Vaughan. Still Henry Vaughan, losing possession but regaining it, striking it across the goals. Loose player inside, nobody able to keep the ball in play. Maybe they will, that's Gerald Stewart. Kept the ball in play, driving it in towards the centre. Centre half back there is David O'Donoghue. And David O'Donoghue working his way out of trouble, very close to the line on the opposite side of the field. The ball in possession of Ogonnelloe as they drive it across towards their number 5, Thomas Condon. Condon being bottled up, looked to be held. The referee gives him advantage, and it's advantage with Ogonnelloe as they work this one in towards the goals. Keeps it low along the ground. Pulled inside and it's gone out over the end line and wide. There's a Boston Tubber player on the ground, but the ball out over the end line and wide. Puck out comes from Keith Cunningham towards Declan Ryan. Well won by Thomas Condon. Nicely inside. The number 9, that's Henry Vaughan. And certainly Ogonnelloe keeping the pressure on but not getting the scores. Maybe an opportunity for their number 8, Keelan Conroy. But working his way out of trouble and winning a free is David Donoghue. Quickly taken free towards Declan Ryan on this side of the field. Declan being pushed off the ball by Ozer McMahon. Into the number 5, that's Mark Early, and Mark Early sending it over the bar. That's Mark's 5th point of the game. On this side of the field with the number 9, Henry Vaughan. Henry working it inside. The defence of David O'Donoghue and company working it outfield. That's Mark Early. Certainly players beginning to feel the strain at this stage in the game because it's quite being played at quite a hectic pace. Declan Ryan, Ozer McMahon. Back with David O'Donoghue. And David winning himself the free. Struck in there by David O'Donoghue. An opportunity maybe for Declan Ryan, but it's cleared out by Jason Kirby. When he comes out to Declan Ryan, he strikes it over the bar. A goal and 2 points for Declan Ryan. Puck out by Michael Noel Bugler. David O'Donoghue. This is Barry Kiley, the number 3, beating him over there. And certainly Boston Tubber, well, they move forward in waves, so to speak. This is Barry Kiley, but the ball driven in. There's 3 defenders back there. They should clear that one quite quickly. Declan Ryan tried to get a stickle and maybe get an opportunity, but the ball eventually sent out by Ozer McMahon at the expense of a 65. Opportunity for David O'Donoghue. The white flag is raised. The point is recorded and it's the 4th point for David O'Donoghue. Two goals and 11 points, quite a score, to 5 points. And certainly Boston Tubber, well, they played against with the aid of the breeze in the first half. They're playing equally as well with the aid of the breeze in the second half, and that could be a very good point, is it? Yes, it is. It's an excellent point from way out the field. Mark Early, the scorer, and certainly he's picking him off from all angles. This is David Donoghue. Declan Ryan. Loose player outside him, well called for over there. Tightly controlled again by Mark Early. Drives it in low towards the corner, tries to find support play inside. The ball very, very close to the end line, gone out, very still in play actually, cleared out there by Jason Kirby. Into the hands of the centre half back, David Donoghue. Donoghue to Mark Early. Good control by Mark Early. Lovely ball to Declan Ryan. Is there a score? Maybe a goal? It's gone to the right and wide, and everything was right except the end product. And I see 2 ladies on the sideline here. They knew exactly what was on the mind of the Ogonnelloe man, or of the Boston Tubber man. This is Boston Tubber, Mark Early. Mark Early to David Donoghue. Is he going the direct route to goal this time? He's trying and he sends it over the bar. The 5th point for David O'Donoghue, certainly between David and Mark. They have assumed or registered quite an amount of scores. This David O'Donoghue. Ogonnelloe certainly finding it difficult to get out of their own defence, but maybe Jason Kirby will. Still Jason Kirby getting it back to his fullback, Barry Kiley. Leaves the ball behind him. Still Barry has to battle for it and gets away with it. Still Barry Kiley, even though pursued by 2 players over there. Still Barry Comes back into the centre to Jason Kirby. Kirby to the number 5, Thomas Condon. Condon driving it into Peter O'Brien. Certainly Peter O'Brien, one-handed swing, getting it inside towards the goals, towards Gerald Stewart, but it's cleared out of defence. Lovely hand pass there from the centre half back to his wing back, from Condon to Kirby to Condon, and that ball driven in and driven out at the expense of a 65.
No.
65 driven in short towards Thomas Condon, the referee awarding him the free. And certainly Ogonnelloe must try for the goal. This is Peter O'Brien. He's going to take a long run up to this one. I'm sure he's going to go for the goal. He's keeping it low, but he sends it over the bar. His first point of the game, but it's the 6th for Ogonnelloe. Referee checking the watch as we go into the latter stages of the game. Peter O'Brien. Peter with the shot, and that's a point. That's 2 quick points by Peter O'Brien. Is there enough time for Ogonnelloe? What a goal would do for the Ogonnelloe side at this stage in the game. This is Thomas Condon. Condon with the strike, dropping it inside. Gerald Stewart didn't get a stick on it. This is Peter O'Brien. Peter O'Brien with a shot, and that's a great point. An excellent point by Peter O'Brien from way out on the sideline. Tried the shot and got it inside the post. Striking down there, straight down the centre. Declan Ryan to Brian Rowan. Rowan, low shot blocked by the goalkeeper. Michael John Bugler coming out the field with it. Yes, Michael John coming up the field with the ball. Still Michael John has made about 35 metres. He loses possession, now has to go back and cover his goals, but the goals are covered for him. It's Michael John still working his way out. Talbot going back to cover his goals, now decides to go back, and the ball is won forward by Thomas Condon. Still Thomas Condon flicking it in towards the centre. Condon gone down injured at the moment as the wing back Mark Early clears that ball out the field. Ozer McMahon pulls it on the ground, gives it straight to an opposite colleague. This is Mark Early. Declan Ryan coming to pursue it. Also likewise Peter O'Brien. Peter O'Brien picking the ball up nicely, working his way upfield. Still Peter O'Brien. Has a loose man inside, decides to send it in towards the centre. Players going for it. One of those is Henry Vaughan, I think. Or is it actually Keelan Conroy sending it in? But that one got over the end line and wide. Referee Michael John Malone looking at the watch. Switch on the Ogonnelloe team. I see that Jason Kirby has gone up to the forwards while Peter O'Brien coming back to man the centre back position. This is Peter O'Brien, or this is actually Keelan Conroy. This is Keelan who has actually come back. Good ball inside. Jason Kirby. Jason being hooshed off the ball, and the referee I think will throw that one in. Back out to this side of the field. Back it goes to Thomas Condon. Still Thomas Condon. Striking it across towards the centre, towards Peter O'Brien. Maybe there's a goal on here for Ogonnelloe. This is Peter O'Brien. O'Brien with the shot, and this one's gone over the bar. Peter O'Brien, his 4th point of the game. Right. The puck out comes shortly across towards the opposite side of the field. One over there by the fullback, Barry Kiley. In towards the centre. Time ticking away for Ogonnelloe. Certainly a goal needed, and needed urgently. This is Jason Kirby. Kirby striking it right across the goals. An opportunity for Henry Vaughan. Yes, Henry has the ball. Very, very close to the end line. It's gone. It's gone over the end line. It's gone out over the end line and wide. The referee overruling the linesman, or overruling the umpire. Henry Vaughan still battling for it, and eventually the referee awards the free. Referee Michael John Malone awarding the free in. Certainly the umpire there and the referee not on the one wave man for a second. I think the referee was in a correct position, because the free is to Peter O'Brien. He's leaving it instead to Thomas Condon. Will Thomas try for the goal? Driving it in right across the square, over the end line and wide. And maybe that's the last opportunity for Ogonnelloe, because time looks to be very much on the side of Boston Tubber. Puck out coming as Michael John Malone again checks the watch. Declan Ryan to, I think it's Mark Early. A good ball inside towards the goals. Michael Noel Bugler has it in possession. He did a darting run a couple of moments ago. Clears that ball out towards the opposite side of the field. Over there will be Gerald Stewart. Stewart maybe keep it on the ground. Peter O'Brien going over to give him a bit of support, but it's the Boston Tubber defence working it out of trouble with their number 2, Jack Neelan. Neelan still trying to work it out. He has lost possession. This is Peter O'Brien. He shot his half block down, gets it in towards the centre, towards Thomas Condon. Condon on a good darting run. Still Thomas Condon. Did he overcarry? The referee penalised the defender. That's David O'Donoghue. So it's a free in to Ogonnelloe. And I'm sure Peter O'Brien will try for the goal. There's an injured player on the opposite side of the field. That's Jack Neelan. Peter O'Brien with the free. He must go for the goal, because I'm sure time is against him. Peter bending, lifting, striking. Great save. An excellent save by Mark Early at the expense of a 65. Substitution coming on the Boston Tubber team is Brian Fogarty coming in the game for Boston Tubber, and the man to go off will be Declan Ryan. Peter O'Brien with the free. This one is gone out over the end line and wide. Michael John Malone checks that watch. Referee wanting the puck out to be taken from the correct position. Out towards the centre. That was David O'Donoghue. Michael Keane. Still Michael Keane beaten to there by the number 8, who is Keelan Conroy. Keelan Conroy shortening the grip on the stick, came back from around the half forward line to be operating in the half back line. This is David Donoghue. And David penalised for, yes, walking away with the ball or running with the ball or over carrying. So it's a free to Ogonnelloe. Peter O'Brien. Can he launch this one in around the small square? Nicely controlled inside, and it's Mark Early. Certainly the Boston Tubber defence, well, they have sussed out everything that has come their way, and they have kept the forwards at bay. Here comes Thomas Condon. Condon striking it inside. Race for possession. The fullback is Keith Cunningham. Peter O'Brien going over with him. Peter O'Brien winning the duel. has to control the ball. Still Peter O'Brien. Sending it in towards the goals. Oh, comes off the upright. Or did the goalkeeper get a stick on it? He may have got a stick on it. But the ball is in possession of Boston Tubber. This is Ozor McMahon. Good ball outside to the number 5, Thomas Condon. Ozor McMahon. Support coming inside to help him out. Out to Keelan Conroy. Going back there will be Jason Kirby, and the referee penalises the Ogonnelloe man for the push, I think. Two goals and 13 points to 9 points. Thomas Condon to Peter O'Brien. Back to Thomas Condon, nicely controlled by Condon. Tries to get away from his marker, strikes the ball in towards the centre. But the centre half back is David Donoghue. And reading the situation well, drives it down to the centre. And an easy free there for Boston Tubber. Their number 11, Eugene Lee, who's come in the game, has won it. This is David Donoghue, scored 5 points already, make it 6. As Michael John Malone looks at the watch, puck out comes, and the puck out is quick. It's all over, it's the end of the game, and so Boston Tubber 2 goals and 14 points, Ogonnelloe 9 points. It's Boston Tubber win Division 4 of the Clare Primary Schools here in Cusick Park. Final scoreline: Boston Tubber 2 goals and 14 points, Ogonnelloe 9 points. Is there another game, Joe?
Boston Tubber and Ogonnelloe on a terrific Division 4 hurling final. It was an outstanding game, terrific performances on both sides, and some terrific skill as well. Great shooting, great stop, great striking, everything that we could ask for in a good game for them. Well done, lads. We got it as well. Now, we present the members of the runners of the Division 4 and Ogonnelloe, so I call the Ogonnelloe cap. Peter O'Brien to ladies players, and we give them the names as they move along. And you can move along this way, lads, okay? You call it. Sit down if you want to. Sit down, yeah. Van Edwards, over done. And Norris, done. Hit.